Welcome to Parent Coaches Unleashed, the podcast where we dive into the highs, lows, and did that really just happen moment of parenting teens and young adults. We're Carrie and Jessica, parent coaches, mythbusters, and occasional referees in the battle of hormones versus common sense.
If you've ever wondered, is this just happening to me? You're not alone. We're here to help you with real talk, expert advice, and hopefully a few laughs along the way. Need more support? We also offer private coaching, workshops, and speaking engagements because sometimes even parents don't have all the answers.
So continue listening as we tackle this parenting journey together.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to today's episode of Parent Coaches Unleashed. Hi, Carrie.
Hey there. I'm
What's going
excited for today's episode as I feel like we could put ourselves possibly right in with some of our listeners and what they've had to say.
1,000%, at least with one of them. And I just want to give a shout out and a thanks to our listeners. Today's topics are actually brought to us from our listeners. So we're going to just jump right in and tell you. I want to share first a DM that we received from one of our listeners. Hey girls, I'd love your advice on something that's been weighing on me. My son was recently accepted into all of the colleges he applied to, which is amazing, and we're so proud of him. But now he's made it clear that he wants to attend the school that his girlfriend chose to go to. It's not that the school is a bad choice, but it wasn't one of his top picks originally, and I worry he's making such a big life decision for the wrong reason. I don't want to dismiss his feelings or his relationship, but I also don't want him to regret his choice later. What can I say to him that will both respect his autonomy and encourage him to think beyond just following his girlfriend? Oh, Carrie. I
Woo! That's
I
a
know.
loaded DM message coming in.
Yes, and thank you
Ah,
to our listener for entrusting us with this scenario. And let's dive in. I
well, first off, I'm going to say we're at the beginning of the process for making decisions for colleges. So I think maybe no reaction right now from the parent is better than a negative one. For example, you know, let's give it some time, right? Let's see how the first semester of your senior year of high school plays out before making such a commitment. But if this is, where your future is going to be, then, you can make that decision after the first semester of senior year of high school.
okay. I think, yes, I agree with you. I also think that a conversation needs to be had with your child about the choices they're making in the colleges they're applying to. Why are you applying to those colleges? Are you applying to them for their academics? Are you applying to them because because only your girlfriend goes there, or that's where your girlfriend or boyfriend chooses to go? What are your reasons for applying to the colleges that you're applying to? Now, some kids don't have an answer for that. They'll just say, I heard this is a good school. That's where this is where I truly encourage, because we're going through it now. Have a look at the curriculum, have a look at some of the class choices. What is it about this college that interests you? I would start there. I would leave the boyfriend girlfriend conversation on the side until it becomes closer to decision day, closer to really deciding on what your choice is going to be. But let's jump ahead. Now we're at decision day, and your child, your daughter, your son is still adamant on going to the college because that is where their significant other is going. Then what do you do?
Well, I think this becomes one of the major first life lessons with your child. It's their choice. If you've allowed them to apply to all of these different schools and had the conversation that it's their decision to choose where they're going to go, and you've approved that financially you can afford these schools that they've applied to and gotten into, I think it's the child's choice to decide to go where their significant other is going. And should it work out with the significant other, great. And if it doesn't, we all know that there's life after a breakup, even though it might be hard and difficult, but this is their life. And this is a huge lesson for them to learn. I might have a conversation that says, okay, I understand, this is where you'd like to go to school, but have you thought about what would your life look like at that school should in the future you guys break up and go your separate ways?
Yeah.
How would you handle that situation? And do you have a life for yourself outside of the significant other? But as we've talked about before, with college advisors and counselors and other therapists, right? It is not the end of the world for a child to decide on a school for whatever reason and then later change their mind
Yep.
or need to transfer schools or it wasn't right for them. So I don't know. I don't think, from my perspective, that this is something that you can control what your child does with. If you've already said it's okay, like we can financially afford that
Right.
school,
You've
they're
already
making
agreed
the
on the
decision. You've
options.
already
Right.
agreed. It's their choice now. Like, I don't know. I don't think it's our choice as a parent to decide where our kid goes to school.
Regardless if there's a significant other
Yeah,
involved.
I
So that I think that's a good point, and I think what you need to do is you need to ask yourself, what if this significant other wasn't in the picture? Would you still be okay with your child's choice to choose that particular college or university? And if the answer is sure, that would be fine, then I think you need to look at reframing your perspective. Your vision for your kid was to probably go to school, meet new people, expand their horizons, and maybe there's some of your underlying fears in there that your child won't take advantage of those opportunities if they already have a significant other at the school. However, I think Carrie has a very valid point. This is one of the first of many adult decisions your child is going to be making. And yes, it might kill us to sit back and watch our child go off to school. Not obviously not literally kill us, but it might hurt us and our vision watching our child go off to school. And you see that maybe they're going out for dinner on Friday night with their significant other. Saturday night, they're going to the movies with their significant other. And it seems like all of their free time is wrapped up in that person. That's their life and it's their choice. I think we have to be very careful in the words and the conversations we choose to have with our children so it does not come out like we are trying to helicopter or control
control. Right.
their social life.
Yep.
It's absolutely okay, I think, to make suggestions about clubs they might enjoy or things they might want to try, but to come out and say you're spending too much time or you're doing this or it I think that's a recipe for controlling disaster.
So I'm going to offer one other perspective on it that maybe this parent or other parents haven't considered. when your child is in a committed relationship, there is a level of confidence that they now have that they have received from being in this relationship. They have someone that loves them, they love someone else. I'm assuming this here, but that they love each other. But when you go to school, and it takes a lot of initiative, it takes a lot of confidence to put yourself out there in a new environment to make new friends, join new clubs, do well in your classes. And that might just be like another positive, like something in their back pocket. They are going where they feel confident in themselves. And so maybe it's going to help them branch out to meet other people because they're not on the hunt looking to date or looking to hook up. They have this time and to make friendships or to be involved in clubs or to, you know, introduce themselves to their professors. So there might be something else that goes along with them going in this confident relationship situation when they enter college.
Carrie,
I
I
don't
love that
know,
spin.
but
I really like that reframing. I think that's a great way to look at this dilemma of should your child go to school with their significant other or not.
yeah. So, anyway, we hope that our this
I don't
was
know if we cleared it
helpful.
up or made it
Maybe
more
we gave
confusing or
no, but I think we
food for
gave
thought.
the listener something to think about, some topics to discuss with their child. Again, right? Have you
Yep.
thought about this? What's your plan for that? We'll support you. We love you. We're confident in your that's the thing. We have to express to our children that we are confident in their ability to make a decision. If we come from this pointing out all these negative or things that could possibly go wrong,
Right.
we've like ripped away that level of confidence. So I would just try to reframe, even if it isn't what you imagine for your child. But
Yeah.
all right.
I like the way you said that. And I think it all comes down to managing our vision and our expectations of what we thought college might look like for them.
Yeah. All right. So we have a second letter. This is a little lengthy, but it's important to hear the background detail. So this is from our listener Lisa. Dear Parent Coaches Unleashed, first off, thank you for the work you do. I've been listening to your podcast for a while now, and it's helped me navigate so many parenting moments I didn't see coming, especially now that my kids are adults. I'm writing today about my son, Jacob. He's 24, kind, thoughtful, funny, and doing really well in a lot of areas. He has a stable job he enjoys, a great group of friends, and he recently moved into his first apartment. We're incredibly proud of him. But I'll be honest, I'm concerned about his love life, or really the lack of one. Jacob has never really dated much. To our knowledge, he's never had a serious relationship. When we try to gently bring it up, he just shrugs and says something like, I'm just not in a rush, or it's really hard to meet someone these days. He doesn't seem upset, but as his mom, I can't help but wonder, is he lonely? Is he struggling with confidence, or is this just how things are now? It's hard not to compare. Some of his friends are getting engaged, moving in with partners, or posting pictures of their relationships. Meanwhile, Jacob seems content to focus on his career, his hobbies, and his close circle of friends. I don't want to pressure him, but I also don't want to ignore something that could be bothering him more than he lets on. His dad and I have different reactions. Mark, who is the dad, thinks is this is just a phase and that Jacob will figure it out in his own time. I tend to worry more. I wonder if the dating culture today, apps, ghosting, and all of it is just harder than it was in our time. So I guess my question is, how can we support our son without making him feel like we're prying or pushing? Should we even be worried at all? Are more young adults delaying or opting out of dating? And if so, how do we as parents adjust our expectations?
Whew. You were right. That is a lot to unpack right there. Well, first, I just want to say this. Jacob sounds like he's got his stuff together. I mean, he's got a job, he's 24, independently living on his own. Lisa said he has hobbies, he has friends. Honestly, my initial reaction, and I'm curious to see what you have to say, is back off. Listen to your husband in this case. Yes, for us, we're the moms, we wanna jump in, we wanna fix, we're wondering, "Oh my gosh, what are they doing all day? Are they alone?" We don't wanna see our kids ever experiencing any pain, but these sound like they are all natural growing pains. This is
Mhm.
all part of adulting, and you Lisa said he has hobbies. How do you know he doesn't have people that he talks to with whatever hobbies he's interested in? I mean, my gut reaction is to just take a step back, talk to us, listen to us, talk to your friends. But as far as becoming involved in your son's dating life, unless they ask you for suggestions on what do you think would be a great idea? What do you think would be a way to meet somebody? I would just stay out of it for now.
Yeah, I mean, as moms, we do worry and probably worry more so than the dads do. And I don't know, it feels like maybe she's trying to look for something to, right? Like when they're independent and they've now launched from your home, there's like this missing piece because you used to be so involved in their everyday life.
Yep.
And so now we're just looking in. And yes, she recognized all the positive things and all the things that he
Yep.
has going on in his life. But it's like we just, as parents, can't like let go of that mothering, worrying nature. And so that one part, right? Are they lonely? Shouldn't they be dating someone? How are they going to know how to have a relationship if they haven't really had one before? But there's no timeline, right? There's no timeline anymore. Actually, I was visiting my dad last week and he was saying it's so different. He was like, dating. Like when I talked, he has all grandsons. When I talk to them, he's like, there are a few that are dating and a few that aren't, all in the young 20s.
Yep.
And I'm like, it's just different. It's just different because they have access to their friends, to social media, to chatting with people from their phone, from the comfort of their home, that dating doesn't exactly look the same anymore. And if you are dating or trying to date, you're going through an app or you're really putting yourself out there in a social setting to approach somebody to start to talk to them, which I've heard from a lot of mom parents that girls think that that's weird and creepy. I don't understand how trying to talk to someone, whether it's at a bar, at a restaurant, or if you're playing pickleball or whatever the event is, like how is that creepy if a guy approaches a girl to try to talk to her?
Because that's not their world anymore. That's our world. That their world all takes place on apps and over the phone. I I have to say I feel like this goes back to what we said to our other listener. This is the parent's vision for their child. It's
Mhm.
not necessarily the child's vision for themselves.
Yeah. The other thing is maybe to have a conversation with your child about connection, like connection before correcting their behavior. Are you feeling connected right now to people your age? They might say, "Yeah, I have friends," or "At work, we do some social things at work." Well, if that's the case and they're feeling some level of connection, most likely they're not feeling alone or lonely. So, why are we trying to control or correct some behavior that might not be a problem?
Right. And I think it's important what you're saying, connection. It doesn't mean that you might need a significant other. I mean, the fact that you have friends to go out with,
Mhm.
the fact that not even friends, the fact that you enjoy being by yourself, that's
Right.
important too.
Yeah.
Like, how are you going to venture into a relationship with somebody else if you don't enjoy being by yourself?
Yeah.
So
No.
I I understand where Lisa is coming from, that she does not want her child to be lonely, but I would have my suggestion to Lisa would be to reread her letter and listen to all the wonderful things she has to
Mhm.
say about her son. She's already done such a great job. The fact that he's able to launch and live independently, give yourself a pat on the back, Lisa.
Yeah.
But in the instance of dating, 24, I believe she said he was
24. Yeah.
24.
Yep.
Let him live his life. Let him enjoy his let him enjoy his 20s. I mean, when he's ready to be in a committed relationship, whatever that looks like to him, I'm sure you'll hear about it.
Yeah. And I just want to point out that I was talking to a young adult that I coach, and here was a piece of feedback, not exactly in this scenario, but around the same thing is she said, sometimes we do want relationships, but the current culture can feel just so transactional and exhausting that knowing that their parents are a safe place for them and a safe place for them to land, we really want to think about not applying the pressure on them to date and have these other social relationships that just might not be easy for them right now. So to stop with the questioning, take the pressure off, and be that safe, supportive environment for them when they want to come to you to talk about it. You're there, not judging, not making suggestions, just listening, and taking that pressure off might just make all the difference in the world to when they're ready to put themselves out there. Because if I were their age, I would feel the same. I would feel extremely exhausted having to manage apps and swiping and commenting and liking, and like when do you go from the app to then texting
Right.
and this instantaneous response that's required. I mean, I even see it with a friend of mine who's divorced. It's crazy. Like the instantaneous communication that's required to just respond to an app when someone gave you a like or a heart or whatever the symbol is, right?
Right.
Like,
There's no
why?
doubt that dating has absolutely changed. Absolutely, the face of dating has changed since I was dating 25 plus years ago. I mean, I give these kids a lot of credit for going out and doing it at all because some of it just seems intimidating
Yeah.
to say the least.
And here's the other part, they don't have to be in a relationship and in a committed relationship to connect and to hook up or have sex, whatever, get experience. And maybe kids don't want to tell their parents that either.
There you go.
So
Maybe Jacob is having a really good time and he just hasn't shared it with you.
Jacob is just fine. So wait, Jessica, have you heard of I don't know if it's a Facebook group or an Instagram following, but there are actual groups of moms that are trying to play matchmaker. So they're
Wait,
like going on and putting, my son or daughter is this age, lives in this town or city.
wait, is
And
this with the child's knowledge or
I,
without the
I mean,
child
I would
knowing?
hope, I would hope so. I would hope so. But
That
yeah,
sounds like
parents are
a
trying to like play matchmaker and say, I have this son or daughter lives in, New Jersey and
what
they're yeah,
let me just stop you right there.
yes.
Have you ever been set up by your parents? Did they ever set you up?
No.
Okay, mine did. Not
Okay.
so my parents came home from the diner one night and my father said to me, "Oh, we gave your number to Bob." Let's just call him Bob. We're going to change the names to protect the identity of the innocent here. We gave your number to Bob.
Bob might be listening.
He he's a doctor.
Mm.
Um okay, great. That's awesome. Went out on 2 dates with Bob, and for me, there was 0 chemistry there. Bob's parents stopped talking to my parents. "What do you mean she wouldn't wanna date him? He's a doctor. What could be wrong?" They stopped talking to my parents and gave me the cold shoulder whenever I saw them again. Luckily, Bob did go on to find someone, he got married and, same for me. So, but
Well
it
well, here's the thing, these parents that are trying to connect their children don't even know each other. These are, like, random people in a Facebook group
right. What
putting
is
out
it?
this information to try to connect
It
their
feels like
children.
such an invasion of privacy and such a controlling behavior.
Unless let's just give some of these parents the benefit of the doubt that they have permission from their daughter to say, "Hey, mom, why don't you put my information out there?" That would be okay. But here's the thing, the parent had to have joined the group to begin with on their own. It's
Right.
not like their child I don't believe that their daughter came to them and said, "Hey, mom, I understand there's this Facebook group of moms trying to matchmake or connect their children. Could you join?"
So I have so many questions. We have to really figure out how to get one of these matchmakers
I don't
on
know.
our
That's it.
show.
Yes. Calling all matchmakers. If you would like to be a guest on a future podcast, please
Please,
reach out.
we'd love to
We
have you.
need
So
yes,
many questions.
we need more information.
Huh.
Yep, but I know about these groups, not because I joined, because I did not. My children would absolutely kill me if I had done something like that. So, no, I do not wanna be involved at all in setting my children up
Well, Carrie, you and I
because
definitely know people that have gone that route without their children knowing, and it has not gone as they would have liked to have gone. Not
yeah,
so much from their child, but the other party's children were completely mortified when they found out that their mom was doing this.
yeah. So, yeah, we'd love to hear from you, whether you're a parent that's been on one of these Facebook groups trying to match their children. We wanna know how it's going. Do you have
Permission?
their permission to do this? And then also, we really wanna talk to a matchmaker. Like,
Put us in
"Hey,
touch.
maybe we have another career."
Oh gosh, I don't think so. I'm gonna I'm gonna pass.
You're
You're
gonna
gonna have to find a new
That's a
partner for
hard
that one.
no?
That's a hard no for
A
me.
hard no?
A hard
Alright.
no.
Well,
We'll
this
figure
has
it out.
been a very insightful conversation.
Thank you again
Thankfully.
to our listeners for giving us some good topics to talk about.
Yes.
And again,
Uh,
if you have a topic you'd like to hear us talk about, please send us an email or send us a DM on our Instagram. Info at parentcoachesunleashed.com is our email, and Parent Coaches Unleashed is our Instagram. Thanks for listening. Have a great day, everybody.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Parent Coaches Unleashed with Carrie and Jessica. Together, we can raise the next generation of independent, capable, and compassionate young adults.
We encourage you to send us an email with questions and feedback to info at parentcoachesunleashed.com. Please remember, you are not alone on this parenting journey.